Welcome to the greatest car park in the world. Not only do we have my Dodge Viper GTS right front and centre here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, but every day you have no idea what's going to turn up, and we're going to find as many cool cars and weird ones as possible. There will be a fraction of bias. I'm always going to film an Ultima GTR. I'll always film the petrol head and the Murcielago, and I'll always capture a Series 1 Lotus Exige. I've got a bug on me. Hello, mate. Because you're not. Oh, it's a ladybird. This, of course, is the performance parking zone, so you can pay extra to have your car parked here. I got up at 4:30 this morning to get that front row spot, effectively parking my car in the show. But into the main car park is where you find all of the treats and oddities. Oh my god, it didn't take long. You've got the Pogtador, the Pog Aventador in the performance parking zone. I think there's like an alligator's snout there. There's an eye. And of course, the chaser next door is a TRD chaser. It's got the full body kit. And there's another Z8. I found another car I like. It's a Di Tommaso Pantera. I believe this one is the GTS, I think, because it's got the wide arches that are kind of blended in with the body, whereas the GT5, they're more like bolt-ons. I might be wrong, but it's beautiful. When looking at a Di Tommaso, especially the wide ones, the rear shot is the money shot. Look at those tyres. They must be wider than the Vipers. What are they, like 345s? 345s. Look at me, I'm a boss. We have an Aston Martin Vanquish Zagato shooting brake with a pig behind the wheel. Fun fact about pigs, they can't look up. Today's day 1 of 4, so there's a lot more content. Hold that thought. There's a lot more content to film, but for now, a pair of McLaren Mercedes SLRs. That green one is gorgeous. These are both MSO, McLaren Special Operations creations, so this is almost like their restored version of the SLR in like a dark, metallic, turquoisey green. Then this one is the HDK, the high downforce kit example, again by MSO. Behind the beauties though, there's a JDM section, or I should say a GTR section. You've got the golden R35, almost looks like a top secret build. You've got the metallic grey R32 GTR and a pair of R34 GTRs. Midnight Purple versus Bayside Blue. You got the V-Spec and the V-Spec 2. These have both come all the way from Germany. I'd say a worthwhile journey for this show, as I'm sure we'll demonstrate later in the video. I mean, you've got the Eagle Speedster. Look at the colour of it. You've got some metallic flake in maroon. Beautiful, next to an Aventador S. And look, Porsche 918 just chilling at the back. And a bit further down, we have a replica of the Lamborghini Countach. This one's built by Mirage, and the beauty of a replica Countach is they were built so badly originally, you can't really tell. Everyone in the area was like, wait, what? They didn't realise it was a replica. They were looking at me like, oh, we've been fooled. Another Z8. Now this is cool. From a distance, just looks like your standard V8 Vantage, but this is the N24, the road-going, stripped-out race car. Very rare to see these. I don't think they sold too well, but look, finished in no livery, just a race number sticker there. N24 on the number plate as the clue. No air conditioning or creature comforts. And it's parked next to a Ford that we didn't get in this country. This is a Australian imported Ford Falcon 6 GE Turbo. This has the 4-litre Barra 6-cylinder. It's like the Australian version of the 2JZ. So this is basically an Australian chaser. Sounds better than calling it an elongated Mondeo. Oh, and today, by the way, I've been fueled by the Y-Food cold brew coffee flavour. So this has been my lunch for today. I had breakfast at Goodwood, and this is an entire meal. It fills you up between 3 to 5 hours. It's high in protein, high in fibre, lactose-free, gluten-free, no added sugars. You know it. You already know it. There's even a little bit of caffeine in this. That's why I bought this one, because I need the energy. Goodwood is a huge event. We're going to look around all of the car parks for all of the days of the show. So I've got my meal. You can find it in the video's description and get 10% off your order by using my discount code of Adam-YouTube. So thanks to Y-Food for providing my lunch and sponsoring today's video. But for the proper wild sports, we need to head into the main car park. It's massive. Oh, it's paying off already. Aventador SVJ. I was driving up to my Adam C. Knight's car meet in Stratford-upon-Avon last night, and I saw this going down the M40 ready for Goodwood weekend. Knew I'd see it. There it is. Got the V8 Vantage with lime green accents. And the first peculiar sighting, Mercedes SLK with a lot of red as the detail colour. There's some envelope on its windscreen. I won't touch it, but it seems to say check sheet, like he's ticking off all the mods he's done, because there are a few. You have a spoiler on the rear. It's the SLK 250 AMG with black along the back. Honda NSX, there it is. And oh, Acura NSX, even more rare. Still says Honda on the badge, but the steering wheel, the wheels, the front all says Acura. These chaps look like car spotters. That means something's there. What's it gonna be? It looks like a Koenigsegg. It's a yeah, it's more than just a Koenigsegg, and as I said, this is just the public car park. We have a Bugatti Chiron with a Koenigsegg Regera parked together with enough room to fit an average size sedan in between. So the Chiron seems to be full carbon. Unfortunately, to match, the Regera further down is also full carbon. When I say full carbon, I mean, of course, exposed carbon. This one's polished, shiny carbon. You've got satin carbon on the Chiron as well. Normally, the Koenigsegg's are parked and camped in this campsite, but this year, can't see anything at all. However, it's on fire. Bad news for the Delta. He's picked one of the furthest spaces away from anything and anyone. Although not as far as the little Cappuccino. Look, oh, we've got to see these. You got the smallest car from the 20th century, and then the smallest car from, I think this is just about in the 21st century. Suzuki Cappuccino, Supra, and then the Austin Healey Frog-Eyed Sprites. We have a 992 GT3 Touring and the incredibly rare, but you see them everywhere, Porsche Boxer Spider. Might start a new trend, rare, but you see them everywhere. There's got to be a few. I mean, this is quite rare to see, an Evo without a spoiler. Also, look, bonnet's slightly ajar, suggesting power, and look, screamer out the bonnet. Look, they've cut holes in the mesh for the boost. What is it with silver Japanese cars without spoilers? R33 Skyline's lacking in the wing department. We have the classic Grande Toyota Mark II. Ooh, let's play a game of, like, guess the object. About this high. Sticks out a bit because it obviously didn't hit here, so it's going to be a well-endowed robot. Your door's open. Ah, these BMWs. They look like that girl from Recess. Don't you think? Also, what I'm noticing more is due to all the rainfall we've had, because global warming isn't happening anymore, the grass is all green, and holy ravioli, it's pink! MGB, and we'll look at that in a bit. Pink MGB, it's almost pearlescent. It's beautiful. Then we have the Audi, white wheel in the world with yellow headlights and a satin green GT3. The doggy's near a bright green E46 compact white wheel in the world. Ooh, maybe this is a reason for me not to bring my Chaser. He did this on the way in to the car park. I was going to bring the Chaser tomorrow, but maybe re-evaluate it because I'm almost that low. Now, I've had some reasonably reliable intel that there are some sightings to be seen in the campsite. That's the topless AMG thing. Yeah, I can't remember its name. And they are some Zenvos. There we go, sightings to be seen. What do you know? Blue, green, shmee. But I've returned back to where I am parked, to the most incredible sight so far. We have Churro's Lamborghini Murcielago, and next door, a replica Murcielago. So you can see the differences between the two. And this is replicating the Gen 1 of the Mercy. That is what Churro's car is. They are slightly different shades of yellow. Churro's has a bit more pearl, well, it is a pearlescent colour versus a flat yellow. And here is the view at the rear, comparing the two. Look, you've even got V12 Lambo engine, apparently, according to the rocker covers. Also in the replica, we have an open-gated 5-speed manual shifter, and in the genuine one, a 6-speed manual gated gear shifter. But that's all for day one's car parking. Off to a great start. I'll see you tomorrow. It's day 2 and we are at the lower performance parking zone with the Ford's GT and the dirtiest car so far, a Donkavort. I think these are the only production cars that are 5-cylinder and rear-wheel drive. You got Mark McCann's Revuelto. I've got to thank Mark for my performance parking pass. I've bought a different car today. We'll see it later. It's got the new Rot Box. The Revuelto is definitely the car of the moment. This one's finished in Nero Nemesis, matte black. Most of the crowd are gathering around the Renault 5 Turbo just in front of the Lamborghini Pangbon demo car, finished in satin yellow. But the car that I'm most eager to see appears to be a recreation of the 250 GTO. Yes, it is. 250 GTO replica. Can we work out what it was worth? It's got the almost correct dash, not that you can see. A lot of them use Z3s as donor cars. Going by the proportions though, and the year, makes sense. This is a Datsun 240Z. I'm back up to the top performance parking zone. I I am in the same space as yesterday, but this time in the Cobra. Let's see what else has turned up. Lasagna. In a sea of copy and paste supercars everywhere, there's not that much extra today in this performance car park, other than a very vibrant yellow Audi RS6. Well, I say vibrant, it's more like a Dakar yellow. It's a bit paler than usual. And further back, a stupidly wide Nissan GTR R35 by Cream Development. That has so much presence in the performance parking zone. Look at the width! And for more width, we've got the Liberty Walk air-ridden Ferrari F430. But again, the main car park is where the spots occur. I mean, Aston Martin DB5 Volante and a Porsche 911 race car. It's wide arch like a GT3 racer. The exhausts are tiny. It's got the big spoiler on the back, roll cage inside, houndstooth green interior. But as you can probably tell from this vantage point, this is where the Aston Martin and Qashqai owners park. There's a McLaren leaving quite early, and take a look at the vibrance of this Aston Martin DBX. And a Cobra. This one in particular comes with free luggage. That is a heavy suitcase. Well, I'm sure I'll know where to find the owner. Oh my goodness! A Gordon Murray Automotive T50. Oh! Just dumped between like a Volvo XC60 and a Toyota, whatever that is. Satin orange with a blue accents. What he's done is he's gone like a modern McLaren colour on the Gordon C50. I don't think we can top this. I mean, we can try. But for a bit of development, we've opened up the car to display the engine and the interior with that dark navy blue Alcantara and the tan leather combo. With the gold heat proofing, much like in the F1s as well. You can see a bit of suspension through there as well. These will open automatically on the button on a key. You need to make sure you don't park too close to the car next door. Even the rocker covers are finished in orange. Oh, there it is! Oh, there we go. Back to valves closed. Off goes the GMA T50. Revs! There's an Aston that's special, but it begins with a V and people are running. Look. It's like seeing ants when they find cheese. Oh, there's a 959. I'll see it in a bit. That is the slowest departure I've ever seen. I could have caught that. Well, I want to look at the 959, but I've been distracted. They're brave. Teal wheels on the Porsche. Teal end plates on the Porsche. The Weissach GT3 RS 992. And of course, the Porsche 959. This has come all the way from Germany. Don't know if it's driven here because this has only done 29,000 kilometers. Oh, sorry, 27,000 kilometers. Not even that. Oh, this Tuscan's trying to look like a Viper. Mine's the only Viper that comes to Goodwood. You can't have another. Oh, no, there's an SRT10 here as well. This is the one I saw yesterday. Found it. It's here again today. Chrome wheels. They are proper chrome. They're not powder coated. Oh, that's something a bit different and also appropriate for today's conditions. The Audi Quattro. There's some kind of buggy with an aerial made of LEDs. And Mrs. Bud parked next to an Alfa Romeo SZ. He's left his lights on. He's left his lights on. And here is the buggy that we saw earlier who hasn't left the tall light on, unfortunately. It's road legal buggy. But here is the kind of obscurity that I love seeing. A Vauxhall limousine. Look, it's got quite a tall roofline so extra tall passengers can fit. There's an eagle on the front. I don't actually know what it's called. Might be something to do with the eagle. The chauffeur's cap is on the dashboard. Let's go have a read of the back. The Statesman Eagle. A Vauxhall Statesman Eagle. And what's this over here? Another obscurity made of bare aluminium. That is an obscurity. Is it mid-engine? Seems to be from like 1970 or 71. At least that's what the plate says. But I have no idea. There's no badges on it. I have no idea what this is. A quick Google suggests they call it the Frankenstein, so presumably made up of different vehicles. Other than that, no idea. Mid-engined, lightweight, one-off. This forum says it's a Renault 21 turbo engine, so it's turbocharged. Lots of Renault parts on it. Built for £3,000 by the owner. It's crazy. And here is a track-ready Mini Coupe. Oh, well, this is more my usual kind of content. Mark 1 MX-5. I feel like that can was once in that can, and it's come out. I got a feeling that this cover was meant to be on the Xenos. I would put it back on, but there's a chance it's not meant to be on it, and, you know, it might have collected some stuff that could scratch paintwork, and it's a dirty car. You shouldn't really It should be fine. Oh, there's an Aura Funky Cat. You see, you come up with funny names to try and sell the electric cars. Or you kind of bring back a name like Capri, Mustang, you know the drill, but this is the Funky Cat. Its logo is an exclamation mark, and the rear lights are in the window. Nice parking. He's run over the post. I don't think it's damaged the car at all. Nah, he's good. But I'll catch up with you tomorrow for the third day of car park hunting at this festival. I said hunting. So welcome to day 3 of the car parks of Goodwood. I've brought the Chaser, and this time I'm at the back row rather than the front row, which means I can now look throughout the whole car park, get to the front, and see what difference it is being on a weekend rather than a weekday. This Porsche 911 Dakar is doing things properly in the satin military green with the roof rack and jerry cans on top. Even the number plates on top rather than where it should traditionally be. And further along we've got the Horsepower Hunters CLK Black Series. There are quite a few duplicates in this car park, but I've already found a favourite. We have another 911 Dakar in the Rothmans livery, but in front of me now is a Ferrari 250 TR, the original bearer of the Testarossa name. Now I'm pretty sure this is another recreation much like the GTO we saw yesterday, but this one isn't based on a Datsun. It's more likely to maybe have a Ferrari chassis and genuine Ferrari parts. And upon a quick Google, I seem to be correct about that. They would have used a Ferrari 365 GT base to start the replica because they were quite cheap back then, but then you have official licensed Ferrari parts, so it is still a Ferrari but a homage to the 250 Testarossa. Oh, that's something a bit different. Got a Lotus Cortina parked up and a Lotus Esprit. Another part of the festival is if you are a Porsche owner, you can park in the Porsche section. They seem to be favouring liveries this year. Martini livery on the GT3 RS and the Repsol livery on the 993. And this is the brand new, built in the UK, RWB Porsche 993 in graphite grey, wide arches, literally completed 2 days ago. But by the time we've got down to the lower performance parking zone of the Saturday, the rain fell and a lot of people have gone home. There's a hurricane trying to do some skids on the wet grass, but fortunately the one car I wanted to show you is still here. Oh, it's Lamborghini. It's Lamborghini Bang Bong. Last year this car was in the Rothmans livery and it tried to get into the performance car park and they didn't allow it. Oh, it's doing donuts. Ooh, it's the Lambo way. Goodwood won't like that. Yeah, last year, it's over there, they didn't allow it in. But they've changed the livery this year, and apparently that's enough to let Goodwood let them in. Look, you got Red Bull cans on the Jägermeister Deer, because of, you know, Jaeger bombs. So yeah, Rothmans last year. I think I preferred last year's livery, but I approve of it more now, because it's actually in the Porsche. Oh, they got Helmut Schmecker and Fanny Schmeller. You're just looking at it in awe. But I didn't do that much spotting today, just mostly the performance car parks, but tomorrow we'll see what turns up for the final day of the show. So it's the final day and we begin in the lower performance car park. I know there's another customer Gordon Murray T50 somewhere in one of these parks, but I'm more concerned about the Cobra next to the TVR Tamora. And for another British sports car, Lotus 311. Oh, and for another British sports car, the Gordon Murray T50. It's by the crowd. Personally, I'm more of a fan of this spec than the one we saw earlier in the video. It's almost like a metallic Aston Martin green with a tan leather driver's seat and then black seats either side. So hopefully this is the beginning of a mass influx of T50 fan cars in the UK. But in the closest campsite to the performance parking down at the bottom is a Humvee with a ghost on it. Those who know will already know what is about to happen, but we've got some supercars here, the Aston Martin GT12s, the Porsche 911 GT3 Touring, but beyond the Hummer is the almost traditional lineup of Koenigsegg's at Goodwood. They are camping here for all of the days. So we have the Agera N, the Agera RST, a Regera, a Huracan Starato, and then a Koenigsegg CCX. And in front of this lineup, you've got the Lamborghini Revuelto by Zach's Garage's old Koenigsegg Regera. I think camping in style is a bit of an understatement. But back over to the performance parking that you all know and love, we have an abundance of Mark IV Supras here. This one, very standard looking in appearance. Not only that, you got C3 Stingray and another Mark IV Supra just down from a Marcos. Never get to see Marcoses anymore. Goodwood's pretty much the only place you get to get a little gorp at these British-made sports cars. Further up, another Mark IV Supra. And you guessed it. But the trouble with today is there's some kind of football match on this afternoon, so cars are leaving quite quickly, and I want to capture those cars leaving. That, of course, will be in a separate video. So rather than look around this car park, I'm going to wait further down the road and see them on the road. As I said, separate video. Make sure you hit that bell when you subscribe to be notified for when that goes live. We'll do a little drive through, see what's in here, but can't see too much because everyone's just rushing back to watch England lose. I mean, there are a few things. Another Evo parks up, and for more JDM 200SX S13 with 3 spokes, and finally a lovely old TVR. But this is the car I brought today, the yellow 350Z, different car per day. Ooh, green R8 and a Volkswagen ambulance, wide arch Mustang in yellow. Aha, rare bit everywhere, Boxster Spider. But we're going to be in this traffic for a little while. There's a Ferrari 360 in the mud, there's a Boxster Spider, of course. So that was most of the car parks from the Festival of Speed. There are so many more areas, but we've got around as much as possible. Seen some quirky stuff, some hypercars, some supercars, cars I haven't seen before, cars I have seen before. So make sure you hit that bell when you subscribe to be notified for my other videos from the Festival of Speed. But for now, thanks for watching.